This year has been insane for boxing fans. We have had everything from brutal fights to non-stop action inside the ring.
Fight, Frank Gore looked at the clock, he could get it finished! He just got it! Fury with the uppercut, what a punch!
With another star-studded year of boxing coming to an end, here's a look back at 10 of the best knockouts that shook up the boxing circles.
You can also hurt him, because you've got to do something for him to...
Kicking shots nicely, Conlan on his back foot, doing a good job defensively, but Wood getting through, and believe me...
One of them even had the opponent thrown out of the ring. Number 10. Deontay Wilder vs. Robert Helenius. Wilder went up against Robert Helenius, and in a devastating display, the powerful American landed only 3 punches on his opponent. It was the third that turned the lights out. As Helenius attempted to rush the former champ, Wilder stood in the corner and launched a right-hand counter that landed clean on the face of Helenius, and instantly sent him crashing to the canvas.
His back foot. And there's a huge right hand! Down goes Helenius!
Wilder's 3-punch knockout victory is the fewest punches ever needed to secure a win. Number 9. Tyson Fury vs. Dillian Whyte. There was a sold-out crowd of 94,000 at Wembley Stadium to witness the fight. Fury made his way to the ring on a throne. Fury was in control in the opening rounds, but referee Mark Lyson had to intervene with Fury, furious after Whyte hit him on the break. Fury landed a brutal right uppercut in the 6th round, which knocked Whyte down.
Fury with the uppercut! What a punch! Punch!
He got up, but Lyson decided he was unable to continue and stopped the fight. Number 8. Hasim Rahman Jr. vs. James Morrison. Rahman Jr. and Morrison were evenly stacked in terms of stats as they headed into the match to fight for the WBC US NBC heavyweight title. With everything from their age, height, weight, and reach being almost identical, the match opened with the two trading blows early on in the first minute of the first round. Rahman Jr. stood southpaw against Morrison's orthodox and remained calm, even while under constant pressure from his opponent. In round 5, Morrison came out of the gate swinging heavy and floored Rahman Jr. once. He was able to return to his feet after only a moment, but when he was rocked for a second time immediately after, the bout was waved off with 1 minute 24 seconds left in the round.
Violent.
He's not okay.
Morrison's not.
He's not okay.
He's got a minute and a half.
He's not okay.
Wow. Wow.
Number 7. Frank Gore vs. Yaya Olarunsala. Frank Gore is not short of accolades in the world of football. He added the first success to his newly minted list of boxing accomplishments. At Gamebred Boxing 1, Gore flattened opponent Yaya Olarunsala with a brutal overhead right to win his professional boxing debut by 4th round knockout.
10 seconds of this fight. Frank Gore looked at the clock. He could get it finished! He just got it!
Number 6. Gervonta Davis vs. Rolando Romero. In at number 6 on our list of the best KOs of 2022 is Gervonta Davis's knockout of rival Rolando Romero in the 6th round of their WBA World Lightweight title fight on May 28th. The fight took place at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, as Tank aimed to defend his world crown against the mouthy, big-talking Rolly. Romero's talk turned out to be cheap as David landed an exquisite straight left-hand count punch from the southpaw stance, as Romero was coming in, sending him tumbling to the canvas and hanging on the ropes.
Yes. He seems kind of awkward, but in this fight he's not looking...
Romero tried his best to get up and carry on from the heavy knockdown, but there was no way he could continue as Tank celebrated the 25th knockout of his career in just 27 fights. Number 5. Matty Harris vs. Nate Metzis. A sensational knockout after just 75 seconds has made Leamington's Matty Harris the talk of the boxing world. Matty, in only his 2nd professional fight, wanted to make a statement, and what a statement he made, taking Nate Metzis of Estonia off his feet in the 1st round of their heavyweight 4-rounder.
This stretch play is coming up left, right. It's such a right hand from Matty Harris. That is a knockout finish.
Number 4. John Ramirez vs. Jan Salvatierra. In at number 4, and possibly a surprise inclusion in terms of pedigree of the fight and the level of the bout, is John Ramirez's emphatic knockout over Jan Salvatierra. Neither of these men are massively known in boxing circles, but after this insane KO, Ramirez's stock has most certainly risen. Scrappy is now 10-0 and boasts 8 knockouts. And this is the pick of them all. The vacant NABA Super Flyweight title was on the line, and it took the 26-year-old just 2.25 on the clock to secure the belt and earn himself an highlight reel knockout. Ramirez was pouring the pressure on Salvarriera and landed a sweet straight right hand down the pipe, sending the Mexican tumbling through the ropes and out onto the floor at ringside.
Soto Ramirez, a big fan of Scrappy as he lands a right hand. Oh, and he just knocked him out of the ring! Oh my word!
Number 3, Naoya Inoue KO against Nonito Donaire. Embarking on the top 3 knockouts of the year so far, and this one most certainly deserves to be right up near the very top. We are of course talking about Naoya Inoue's demolition job and outstanding KO of Nonito Donaire in their rematch for the IBF, WBA Super and WBC World Bantamweight titles. The monster has 20 KOs in his 23 victories, and is a frighteningly heavy-handed boxer for someone weighing just 118 pounds. Inoue landed a sensational 1-2 down the rope before clipping the jaw of Donaire with a left hook, after which sent the 39-year-old wilting to the canvas and unable to continue. A sensational knockout from one of the hardest punches pound for pound in boxing. Number 2, Joe Cardina versus Kenichi Ogawa. In at number 2 and perhaps unlucky not to claim top spot is Joe Cardina's one-punch obliteration of Kenichi Ogawa. What makes this knockout even more special is that Cardina isn't necessarily seen as a big puncher. It was in his hometown of Cardiff and it was his first shot at world honors. Ogawa was a 2-time super featherweight world champion and the current holder of the IBF crown, but Cardina ripped it right from his grasp with a sensational second-round KO of the Japanese boxing hero. The punch was perfect. The Welshman feinted the jab to the body, lowering the hands of Ogawa before firing a perfectly timed overhand right, which landed right on the button of Ogawa's chin and sent the long reigning champion to the ground, staring up at the ceiling.
You can also hurt him because you've got to do something for him to...
Brilliant right hand!
Quite worthy of number 1 spot in most cases, if it wasn't for the magnitude and storyline of our number 1 selection. Number 1, Lee Wood versus Michael Conlan. The fight couldn't have started much worse for Lee Thal, who got dropped in the very first round, and was up against it from the get-go against the Irish boxing amateur star. Round by round, the fight continued to get worse for Wood, with Conlan outboxing the Englishman and picking up each round comfortably. The tide began to turn in the last third of the fight, when it was clear that Wood needed a knockout if he was to retain his world title. The Nottingham man landed a sensational right hand on the temple of Conlan, with the Belfast man clearly out on his feet as he fell back through the ropes. This knockout comes in at number 1 due to the sheer comeback from Wood, the fact that he had been on the deck himself and was miles behind on the scorecards, before securing a last grasp one-punch KO.
Lee Wood is doing exactly what he needed to do, what I was asking him to do, and he's going for broke, and he's having success! It's over!
Secures number 1 spot for the 34-year-old. Make sure to watch one of our other videos on the screen right now if you enjoyed this one.